One of Zambia's most horrific string of murders was done by a man who was dubbed as Zambia's serial killer. Dlamini Sibongile Sibanda, whose actual names were Gilbert Bernard Chilala, is Zambia's most notorious serial killer. Not much is known about his background, but Gilbert systematically targeted elderly people that became victims of his gruesome acts. Now, this is a very unfortunate story, but it has some unlikely heroes at the end, so stay tuned. On January 17, 1997, at Chimuuka Village of Monze, located in Zambia's southern province, a strange man arrived sometime after midday asking for water and something to eat at Mr. Chimuuka's house. The stranger was described to have had a scar on his upper lip and another scar on his top right eye, wearing a black jacket and trousers. The owner of the house and Mr. Chimuuka gave the stranger some food and water. Later that day in the evening, Mr. Chimuuka left the house with this stranger and is said to have gone to the field to dig for some herbal medicine. Okay. A while later, the stranger came back to the house without Mr. Chimuuka and told his children that their father had gone to the neighboring farm to buy fertilizer. The following morning, the stranger asked the children to buy some alcohol and food for him. This stranger spent the day drinking in the village with people he had just met, and in the evening, he came back to Mr. Chimuuka's house. The stranger proceeded to cook for the children and asked them to sleep at their neighbor's house, while, get this, he slept in their father's bedroom that night. When morning came, the children were shocked to find that the stranger had left their father's house. On January 26, 1997, about 9 days later, Mr. Chimuuka's decomposed body was found at the nearby farm, owned by Mr. Savory. The body is said to have had deep cuts. It was quite a horrific and unfortunate scene. The final case involving Chilala happened in Lusaka's east area. This was a high-profile incident involving a married couple, which was a former senior government official and his wife. They were murdered at their residence by Chilala, who had initially gone to the farm posing as a farm worker looking for a job. This government official and his wife were later discovered lifeless at the farm residence, so it turns out he also used false identities in order to get close to his unsuspecting victims. In April of 1999, a group of charcoal burners were working in Lusaka's Chilenje forest when a stranger approached them. The stranger said he was thirsty and needed something to drink. One of the charcoal burners went to get some water. This stranger then offered the others some cooked potatoes from a bag that he was carrying, which seemed odd at the time. Later, another charcoal burner by the name of Abraham arrived and identified the trousers that this stranger was wearing as his, and that it was stolen from his yard as it was drying out. The stranger quickly refuted his claims, telling Abraham that he falsely accused him.
Halo mdalai. Nanga trousi yo. Ni anga trousi yo na ni bera yue. Ni anga trousi na izi yue.
Siniziba vokamba yo.
Trousi yanga we wavala yo na izi.
Siniziba. And after going back and forth between the two, Abraham left the forest and came back later with 3 other men looking for this stranger, but who had since left the forest. Abraham told the other charcoal burners at the site that the stranger matched the description of a dangerous man that was wanted by police. Abraham and his colleagues then pursued this stranger to an area in Lusaka nicknamed Magazine. When they get to this magazine area, they mobilize more men, like the size of a small mob, and shortly thereafter this stranger was found. A tussle and fight ensued as a group of men tried to apprehend the stranger. Eventually he was overpowered, and the group of men then informed police officers at the Woodlands police station that they had apprehended a thief who was suspected to be a wanted person. This stranger and thief turned out to be Bernard Chilala. That is how the charcoal burners unknowingly apprehended Zambia's most notorious serial killer. Chilala had murdered a reported number of 4 people during his killing sprees. The court charged him with murder on all 4 counts, then gave him a death sentence for his crimes.